everybody, it's Romania Black, and cheers to part 2 of the case study of Vanitas. Haha! We're starting episode 13, which is the second cour of this season. I have no clue what the OP and ED are going to look like. I'm assuming it's a new cour because they originally said it was split into 2. This would be the obvious place to start the second cour because why not, right? Because we've technically, we've entered the last episode ended on a pretty defining note, stopping with the preview of this mysterious vampire lady and charlatan. So, who knows what's going to happen, right? So, I'm really excited. I'm really nervous. And I'm terrified because, as y'all know from the last episode, Noe is just a ticking time bomb. Noe is a time bomb ready to go off whenever Ruth Verne decides to use him. And Vanitas does not know yet that Noe is being used. I think he's going to find out. I think he's going to find out like he's found out with Jean, but it's probably going to happen a lot later. So, and right now it's just Noe and Vanitas on a mission. So Jean, I can't imagine Jean staying away from Vanitas like forever because, if she gets the urge to drink blood, she's going to have to go find him. But she's at least going to be out of the picture for a little while now. And so is Luca and everybody else. Although it seems like Dante is maybe following them, which is exciting. I'm glad that the Damirs, that Dante and Johan and what's the other one? Dante, Johan, and Rich might be following them. So there is that. The only comment I really have to talk about, everybody's being super nice and not spoiling, which is great because I'm really enjoying tackling these episodes and seeing everything unravel because it's insane. The only comment that I have is Olivier's VA is Mino, who voices Hawk from Yona of the Dawn, who voices Harada from Ace of the Diamond, who voices so many other characters, but the ones that come to mind obviously are Harada and Hawk, but I'm just like, oh my god. And Mycroft from Moriarty the Patriot, I'm like, oh, how great. That's so awesome. And then number 71, who's considered to be Vanitas's brother, quote unquote, is voiced by Komatsu that also voices Zenin Maki for Jujutsu Kaisen. So I like that. I like having a voice actress play like the younger brother, right? But KA gave that information in the comments a few weeks ago, and I thought that was really good to note. So yeah, I don't know what to expect, y'all, but ever since last episode, it's just like my nerves are going to be on edge with this series, but what can we do? What can we do? So I'm really excited, though. I want to see what all we get from this set of episodes, and I hope y'all are excited as well. So we'll see, right? Ha ha ha. We'll just see what happens. But I'm really excited, y'all. I don't want to waste any more time. I want to dive right into this second cour, see this OP, see this ED, and see what all we're getting ourselves into, right? So I've not heard otherwise from the Discord or comments that it's not safe to watch this OP or ED, so I'm assuming we're all right. And the worst case scenario is like a context spoiler where you won't know it's a spoiler till you actually get into the episode. We'll have to wait and see, but I really like the OP and ED, so maybe it won't change, but usually with new cours, they do, so we'll just have to wait and see, right? So we're going to get started here and see what happens in Vanitas episode 13. And we're going to find out here in 3, 2, 1, and let's do this, y'all. So welcome to the second half of the season. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on that I'm like, wait, what is happening? What is going on? Of course I'm going to bring Whiteboard Coon out. I don't know how much I'm going to write on Whiteboard Coon, but what? This series has the ability, unlike any others, to make me just really anxious because there's just something about it where I'm like, I want to believe that everything's going to be all right, but we already know that Vanitas dies supposedly by the end of this, so it just leads you to believe that bad things are going to happen, and you know that Noe is going to be okay, so we think, but there also is that uncertainty, right? Because we don't know as the audience exactly is the ending that Noe is talking about that we had prefaced from the beginning, is that going to be the true end of this series, at least the anime, or is it going to be like, are we going to get to like episode 18 and we'll be back where we thought we were and then we have to go on the rest of the series? We don't know, and the series doesn't tell you, so it just leads you to believe, like, I have to remind myself, okay, Noe's probably going to be okay, but this sweet cinnamon bun gets himself into so much trouble, and I'm like, no wonder Vanitas didn't want you to come, because you just get yourself in so much trouble. I'm like, no, I don't want Noe to become a curse bearer, but I have a feeling he probably will be. So yeah. So, okay, we talk about questions that we have going into this, questions, and then answers. We did get some answers in this. We get some answers, and then we have questions that we're like, wait, what are we doing? And I probably need to use a different color for the questions. So we'll just do this. I guess we'll do purple for Noe and blue for Vanitas. I'm not going to spend too much time on the OP because I have a feeling that we're going to be analyzing the OP a lot the rest of the season. I like it. I like the visuals of the OP. It's, you know, we had the bright sunny time of part 1. Now that we're in like this winter wonderland, it makes sense that the snowy OP is there. And what does stand out immediately is the idea that Vanitas and Noe are apart throughout most of the OP, which concerns me because it makes me think they're going to be separated for a lot of this, which is not good for Noe. Noe does not need to be separated from anybody. He needs help. But they end up meeting up at the end. So I'm like, okay, that makes me feel a little bit better that maybe things will be okay by the end of this. I don't know. But yeah, so I like that Dante and Johan are with them. That's really fun. That's a good time. And one thing that's really good is that we immediately find out who the pink-haired person is. We immediately find out who he is. That's great. I'm glad we get answers there. We'll talk about Adolfo. But we're going towards the mountains. I like Vanitas's look. I like his black cloak that looks like little bat wings. I like that he's tied his scarf into a blue bow in the back. That's super cute. And his coat underneath is dark blue as well. I like the blue theme of it all. It looks very, very nice. And I like that Dante and Johan are traveling with them. It makes sense, too, that Dante and Johan, being part vampire, aren't as affected very much by the cold, and Noe is not at all. But Vanitas is like, I'm freezing, you're all crazy for not being cold. I think that's cool. And it makes sense for Dante and Johan to be traveling with them because they're just trying to peddle information that they can sell later, which it's like, you know, you guys care. You came because you care about Vanitas and Noe. You're just trying to play it off like that. That's fun, but whatever. It's just really cute. And the Noe is just the most innocent cinnamon bun. I like that Dante kind of makes fun of Vanitas, being like, you really are enjoying having Noe here. And Vanitas is like, I meant to leave without him, but he figured out and waited on me. And you know, that seems mean, where you're like, oh, Vanitas leaving Noe, that's so heartless. No, Noe, despite me loving him for being a damn cinnamon bun, he gets into so much trouble in this series because he's so gullible and unassuming. And I'm like, Noe, I love your faith in humanity. I really do. But you are so emotionally charged and you need to, like, quit being a summer child. I was like, damn it, Noe. He, like, gives me such anxiety like Vanitas, right? So they're going to check out the Red Beast. The Red Beast, we automatically get and find out more about. We find out who they are, that there's a connection to Jean and all this. I'm like, hell yes, okay. Not what I thought. I'm glad that there's some mysteries they're just instantly giving us answers to, and then that asks like 6 more questions along with it. I'm like, okay. So we go through the where are we at? Yes, the beast with power dwelling here. Could it be a curse-bearing vampire? Well, yes, I believe that it is. I like that the forest. At first, I thought that when Noe was referring to the forest, that it would seem familiar, that he'd been here before. But no, it's just like he was saying, like him and Dami played in the forest all the time. He's like, look, a tree nut, I'll go pick some. And Vanitas is like, did you forget why we're here, sir? And Dante's like, you're having fun. He's like, I thought you would have just separated when things went south immediately. And he's like, I tried. And then as he's fighting Dante, he's like, Johan, don't let him out of your sights. He's easily distracted. And Johan's like, he's already gone. How amazing. And I'm like, despite this show giving me the worst anxiety, it somehow has like the best humor. Like, I love the use of chibis. I love how it just instantly, like, the humor is very fast paced and I love it, right? But we don't have much time for humor in this because we instantly, like, Noé goes after Myrrh. Like, Myrrh's gone. Like, where is Myrrh? So, questions that we have to ask. Where is Myrrh? That's the big one, right? Where is Myrrh? Are they okay? We do kind of find out, and that marker's pretty trash too. Oh no. I have to replace some of these. We do find out that there is some kind of power that is the red beast that is linking to like merging timelines or creating some kind of illusion with it. It's somehow merging the timelines together. It's like bringing these people from the present time into the past, but they can simultaneously exist without some kind of weird butterfly effect or creating an alternate universe. Time travel is weird in anime. The moment you involve time travel, it instantly messes everything up because there's just so much you can be like, well, what about this? So I'm not really sure it's time travel so much as it's an illusion. Like, I feel like Chloe is from the 17th century, obviously. I feel like these are Chloe's memories that are being used as an illusion with all of these characters. I think that's what it is, right? But we find out as well that the red beast... Now, this does not mean the red beast is not connected to Ruthven, but we find out the red beast is Chloe, who is connected not only to Charlatan, but also to Jean, and also to Nania, who knows Noé. So it's this big old, just stuff put together. Now I am worried about Noé because I'm like, did Noé give his name to Nania? Because before he was going to, and Vanitas stopped that from happening, but this time Vanitas wasn't there. So did he give the name to Nania? Is he a curse bearer? I don't want that to happen. Obviously, I don't like that. I don't want it to happen. So I would not be surprised if he becomes a curse bearer and Vanitas ends up like dying, saving him or something. I don't want it to happen though, where like the shapeless one comes in and is like, what the fuck is happening? So I don't know. But Jean, the fact that Jean knows Chloe makes me think that also this is how Ruthven is involved, because we find out that Ruthven is basically Jean's boss, which does not surprise us because that's how she's connected to Luca, right? So it's all coming together, right? Which would be why Charlatan went after Jean and them at the party, because they know Jean through Chloe and all this. It's just like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? I'm intensely awaiting the shapeless one to get involved, because Vanitas and Noé have been writing letters, or Noé has been writing letters to the shapeless one, to the teacher. So I keep waiting for the teacher to show up in this series. They've been the big mystery, but I also don't know when that's going to happen or what that's going to look like. It seems like it would be terrifying. I would imagine the shapeless one is waiting for Ruthven to make a move in public against Vanitas, and that's when the shapeless one shows up. Because the shapeless one, I feel like if they feel that Noé is threatened, they're going to step in. And maybe that's what Ruthven is banking on. Maybe Ruthven wants the shapeless one to come out of the shadows so they can attack him. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I would want to put this up here that we do have the shapeless one involved. And who knows? Maybe that's how Dami is included in this. Dominique may go to her grandfather and be like, hey, granddad, here's some weird stuff going on, but it has to do with Noé, who you seem to like. Maybe you should get involved. So maybe Dami has gone off to find the shapeless one, find her grandfather and tell him what's going on, and he's going to go and get involved. I don't know. But Jean, I like the idea that Vanitas is like, I don't want to fight. I feel like Vanitas could have fought Jean. I don't think that would have been the issue. The problem is he sensed that Noé and Adolfo were having trouble. He's like, no. Vanitas needs to fight Adolfo because he can handle the emotional back and forth. Noé cannot handle it, so he needs to go do something else, right? So yeah, so they're off trying to find what's going on, and that's when they see the troops. And then this giant-ass beast, right? This big-ass beast who is terrifying, way huger than I thought. I was like, oh, this monster is enormous. So the question is, in that end of last episode, when we saw Chloe with Charlatan, with Nania, was Chloe actually in that form, or was it just like a figurative image and it's really the beast, right? I don't know. Or can she turn back and forth from the beast to that form? That's the question. Because when she finds Noe at the very end with the guy, which I've got some crazy theories. We're going to bring them up. I don't know what to do with these theories, but we're going to talk about it. When they find him at the end, she's in what seems to be human form. So if she can change back and forth at will, that kind of changes the game with the curse bearers. Because normally you'd think once they get into this monstrous form, they can't change back. But she was like this in the present timeline before, and she was the monster. So what do we do with that? So there is this question of with curse bearers, once they're a monster, can they change back? Because, yeah, once they're curse bearers, can they change back? Because Vanitas killed the one girl because he said, oh, once she's in this form, it's no good. We have to destroy her. But you would think that'd be the case with the beast. So either she's not a curse bearer and this red beast is something entirely different. Is Chloe the witch? And that's just a form the witch can take? I don't know. But I feel like next episode, hopefully we get some answers. But if she's a curse bearer, then how can she change back? And does that change the game? If Noe finds that out, is he going to be mad at Vanitas being like, oh, well, they could change back this whole time. Why'd we kill the girl? I don't know. That's, again, a big question we've got to figure out in the next episode, right? But yeah, Vanitas being like, well, we're screwed. And then there it is. Yeah, it looks like something off Naruto with the 6 eyes. It's crazy. The animation on it's really good. It looks absolutely terrifying. So yeah, Vanitas is like, okay, time's getting rewound. There's the soldiers. There's the beast. What is happening? How are we in the past? If not, then what is this? Is it a Malnaman? But which one? Like, what's going on? There's like all these different things happening at once. And then Jean comes in. But Jean says they have to kill the beast. Now, my theory with Jean killing the beast is that Ruth Verne. So my theory is that Ruth Verne sent Jean to kill the beast. Now, the beast said something about their song of revenge being heard, which I'm assuming we're going to find out about in the next couple of episodes. But Ruth Verne sent Jean to kill the beast. I think that Chloe knows something about the curse bearers, knows something about charlatans. She knows an awful lot. And maybe Ruth Verne thought that she was gone. And now that she's back, Ruth Verne's like, oh, she knows an awful lot about my plans and everything. She could throw a wrench into all this. We need to get rid of her. And so he sent Jean to kill her before she blabs something that Vanitas will hear and latch onto. So that's the whole reason why. And he's framing it. I'm sure Ruth Verne's framing it as, oh, we have to kill the beast. I'm just helping humanity and the vampires. And Vanitas might be able to figure it out and go from there, right? And then we have Adolfo. Adolfo, who is the Chaucer. So we find out who the pink-haired person is, and that is Adolfo the Garnet. Garnet is like a red gem, so that makes sense. Now, what color is Jasper? Jasper is a gem as well. I want to figure out, is Jasper a yellow gem? I don't usually like the color yellow, so Jasper as a gem tone. What is it? Jasper is an opaque quartz. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, and Jasper's actually a gemstone, and it's red, too. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, I like that the Chaucers, the captains are all named after gemstones. It's fun. Adolfo looks exactly like Chrono from Soul Eater, with the glaive and everything. It was giving me Ragnarok vibes. I very much believe, especially the black costume with the white on it, too. I was like, oh. And Chrono in Soul Eater was always confused for being a girl. You just didn't know because of how feminine they looked. But Chrono is a boy. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's some influence from Soul Eater with the mangaka for Vanitas, but that's fine. I'm all for it. I love Chrono and Soul Eater, so why not? But Adolfo is not like Roland at all. They say Astolfo or Astolfo, not Adolfo. Astolfo is what the subtitles say. We'll double check whenever Vanitas says Astolfo the Garnet. And they very much see no problem in killing anybody. And I like they bring up the fact that they're like, well, the Chaucer's job isn't to protect humanity. We're just to eliminate vampires. That doesn't involve protecting people. So if they get in my way or make me mad, I'm just going to get rid of them. So yeah, Astolfo is absolutely 100% in the opposite line of Noe. Like Noe is all about like justice and sincerity and compassion and humanity. And Astolfo is just kind of like, I'm just going to do what I want. So I don't really care about any of that. So of course they wouldn't like each other at all. And Noe is appalled by his actions, right? Just, of course, we have to have a crazy manic character in all of this. He was expecting the Chaucer to be like Roland, who is very kind and open-minded. Astolfo doesn't seem to be that way. And so, of course, Noe gets a little bit worried. And that's when we run into the Beast and Jean and all them. And, of course, Astolfo is excited about the opportunity to fight Jean. I do really love Vanitas' little flick where he flicks Noe back. And he's just like, stop it. He's like, calm down. Like, keep your head cool. And I love Noe to pieces. He is our sweet cinnamon bun. He's our summer child. We love him. But Noe is so easily emotional. And I don't know if Roland's bite has any influence on him at this point or not. But Roland is very emotional. And he acts on his emotions. And Vanitas, is the polar opposite. He buries those emotions and tries to act without, any personal vendetta getting to him. So of course he's like, you need to calm down. like hold on. Hold your horses there, Noe. Let's calm the frick down, right? And what I love is that Vanitas is like, Astolfo is absolutely as emotional as Noe is. So if we just get him riled up, he might falter or make a bad move. That's what he's banking on. He's banking on him making a mistake. So he says, oh, it could be Roland the Jasper. Oh, what, it's not? Oh, it's Astolfo the Garnet? Yeah. And I love that Johan and Dante are like, no, don't get him riled up. Don't get him mad. The comedy is so there. And the way that Astolfo turns around and is like, how dare you call me a girl? Like, what are you doing? Like, he's just so mad. He's like, Roland, are you saying that buffoon is better than me? So yeah. And he's like, oh, that was easy. I love that Vanitas is so proud of how easily he got him riled up. And Noe's like, that's really what we were doing. But yeah, he's like, it's all too easy. Mm-hmm. And he says, if the Beast is truly a curse bearer that has changed form, the Malnomen is yet to be discovered. I don't think it is. I don't think that she's a curse bearer. I think there's something else going on. Maybe it's like a form of Ruthven's. I don't know what it is. Maybe we have the shapeless one, so maybe she's similar to him. Don't know, right? Don't know how this works, right? How does this work? I do like that Vanitas' knife has a bluish blade. Of course it does. Like, why wouldn't it? He says, I'm here to save the vampires, aren't you? I like that he offers to change. He wants to switch sides and have Noe go battle Jean. Which makes sense because, again, Vanitas is still human. He can use the book, but he's still a human. So fighting Jean head-on is a big no-no. That's probably not going to go over well. He's like, you're better suited to fight Jean. You're being emotionally compromised by Astolfo. Let me fight Astolfo. I can handle this guy. I can dodge him, whatever. He's a human, too. He's just enhanced. You vampires go fight amongst yourselves. Okay, and then we'll just solve it. And then Noe starts to argue, and he's like, did we not say this was the path we were doing? We wanted to save the vampires. If you're agreeing with me, then go do this. And Noe agrees to it and goes with it, right? I still don't quite understand how Chloe's power works as far as, like, using the illusions and making it seem like taking memories of the past. It almost seems like in Harry Potter, for example, you drink someone's memories and you put your head in this jar. It's very convoluted, but if you read the story, it makes sense. And when you do that, you go back into the past and you can interact with those memories, but you're kind of like a fly on the wall. It seems like this illusion is sort of like that. Like you get transported back into their memories, but it's still taking place in the present time and it's all part of an illusion and you can still get hurt. So I don't know what this will amount to. I'm hoping we find out more in the next episode. But for some reason, Jean does not want Chloe to live. Because Noe's like, we need to have Vanitas use his powers to cure Chloe, to cure the Red Beast. And Jean doesn't seem to want that to happen. Jean's like, no, we have to stop. That's all the more reason we have to stop Chloe. And I'm like, why don't you want him to try to heal the curse? Why is that a thing? Unless it's not a curse and she's worried that Vanitas is going to get hurt. What are we going to do with that? I don't know, but for some reason, she's not about it. And then I like that Noe, like grabbing Jean, like holding her bridle style. He's like, you must know right now that we have to save her. And Jean does not want to save her. She's like, I'm here as a bureau, as a borough. It's my duty to execute curse bearers. So Jean, it's so fascinating because Jean has this duty to execute curse bearers, but I'm like, Vanitas, I guess he doesn't mean anything. I don't know. Maybe Ruthven's overriding it, but I'm like, girl, why won't you? I feel like it's more personal than that. I feel like if it was anybody else that was a curse bearer, she would slack off to let Vanitas save them and be like, oh no, I couldn't get to him. But because it's Chloe, who she knows from the past, clearly, something's different. So again, we have all these questions being asked, but no answers yet. So it's like, what do we do? Why do we have to execute her? What's the deal? And so then Vanitas throws everything in Astolfo's face. He's like, you're Astolfo Granitum. He knows all about his past, like the fact that he's from a wealthy family, that he thinks that he like bought his way into the fold. And the thing about it is, it makes sense why Vanitas knows so much about him, because in the present time, he spent so much time with the other Chauceurs, he probably heard the gossip, heard the rumors, heard everything about him. So he's like, oh, okay, I know who you are. Let me try to agitate you with this information that I've heard. And it does exactly that. It gets him really riled up and mad that he's talking bad about his parents. And it's like, yes. So, and Vanitas, if Vanitas can excel at anything, it is talking shit. And just pushing people's buttons as hard as he can before they get riled up and try to hurt him. And then, of course, right when he goes to it, that's when the charlatan parade shows up. The charlatan thinks that it's too much fun. There's too much chaos. We need to join in on this. The freaking bonefish that sails above Vanitas's head was giving me Hanako-kun vibes to the max. I was like getting instant Hanako-kun, toilet bound Hanako-kun vibes with this freaky bonefish, and the Van Gogh like style of paintings, only it's pink and reds and oranges instead of blues and yellows. So creepy, right? And then the train that moves, everything. It's like all the gears working, and it just seems like Chloe and Charlatan Nania are working together, right? That Chloe's part of the circus. Now, Vanitas is just kind of like, well, this is weird. He's not really affected by it. But damn it, Nania is like right over the top of Noe. Saying Nania, yeah. I'm like, I want you to leave him alone. Do not make him a curse bearer. And meanwhile, Astolfo doesn't understand what's going on. But one of them imitates like his little brother. And it gets him like riled up. And he starts like going into a rage and like attacking everything. Jean is freaked out because of this monstrosity in front of her that she thinks is her parents. What the fudge is this? What is this creature? Why is it? It seems like they're all just illusions. Like we can see what they really look like, but everybody else that's being affected sees them as something else. And Dante and Johann make a point of saying, don't get too deep into their world. Keep it in mind that this is all just fantasy. It's not real. So the whole thing with Charlatan, with the parade, is to not get lost in it. And Dante and Johann seem to be doing okay. Vanitas seems to be doing okay. Jean and Noe, no. And I wonder if part of it is because of Ruthven. If Ruthven's bite is making them more susceptible. But Noe was kind of susceptible even before then, like when they first were there. So that may not be the case. But I swear, if Noe gives his name to that stupid Nania, I'm going to be like, Summer Child, you need to just get your head slapped. Because why? And then John was going to be like, vomit about the parents and stuff. And then Astolfo like goes in and tries to like just kill Jean and everything. He's like, I'm going to slaughter you and every last vampire. And then Vanitas steps in to defend her because he's like, nope, we're going to need her. You need to back off. And Jean's like, what the heck? It is very satisfying when Vanitas like kicks Astolfo away. That kick was satisfying, like getting him to get back, right? Meanwhile, it's just crazy. There's clowns everywhere, jugglers, this floating train, this damn flying whale bonefish, and Vanitas with Jean. He's like, I'm sick of this. I am too. I don't like clowns. I don't like clowns. I don't like charlatanania. I want him out of here. I'm sick of it too. And so he goes to use the book, to figure out what charlatan is. And damn it, there is someone. I'm trying to figure out by watching here. He's like, let's put it into this spectacle. Somebody breaks the chain. But was it a knife? Where was it at? I want to see what knife it was. Yeah, there's a knife being thrown that breaks the chain. Whose knife? Whose knife threw and broke the chain? What the heck? And then I'm like, whose knife? I feel like, who shot who shot Charlie? Whose knife? Whose knife broke the book? It was a black-ended knife. I'm curious who it was. Like, who would have been there? It wasn't Vanitas. I don't think it was Noe. I don't think it was Jean. So, was it? It couldn't have been Dante or Johan. Who the hell was it? Whose knife did it? Answer questions! But regardless, the book goes out of control because Vanitas can't control it. And we know the books... I was getting a little worried here because the book has been known to possibly cause curses to develop when it's not in the right hands. So the fact that it was going out of control, I'm like, did this just make things 10 times worse? What do we do? What do we do? And we don't see whose knife it was. Damn it. The only thing we see is Chloe finding the body of Noe. Oh, they find the book. Someone reaches over and picks up the book. Right? Because we have somebody reaching down to pick it up. It's this guy that looks like Edgar Allan Poe with the black hair and the bandana. Right? What is this? He picks up the book, and then as he's walking, there's like blood dripping. Why? What is happening? Like walking with the book, there's blood dripping from him. And then she is with Noe. He says, there you are. Who is he? Let's return to the castle, Chloe. And then she's there with Noe. And it's her that's the beast. But now the question is this part of the memory? Can she change back and forth? Who's the guy with the black hair? She has red roses on her. She says, my leg hurts too much to walk. Huh. And she's like, carry me. Huh. So, the big question is, who is the man? Who is the man? Who is the man with Chloe? All right. Who's the man with Chloe? What will they do with the book? What will they do with the book and Noe? And then where are the others and Charlatan? And the red beast, like, where is everybody? What happened? What's going on? What was rewritten? Did the book rewrite it to make Chloe back into the red beast? From the red beast back into Chloe? What? As far as who the guy can be, I'm like, I don't think he's the original Blue Moon Vampire. I don't think that. I don't think we're going that crazy. I had some crazy theories about who he could be, but I was like, ooh. I thought that maybe is him and Chloe like the ancestors of the white-haired boy number 71? Is Chloe and him the parents of Vanitas? I don't know. Is he like an ancestor of Dominique and them? Is he the shapeless one? The shapeless one has blonde hair, but I'm like, could he be related to the shapeless one? I don't know. Is he just some random guy? Are they both ancestors of Noe? Are they Archivistes? I don't know. I don't know. And I want to know. So I'm going to wait for some comments. See if any of them are worth talking about in the next episode. But welcome to Cour 2. Some answers and a whole nother sheet of questions. I don't even know, y'all. I don't even know. What I do know is I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction discussion. I'm curious to know your thoughts down below, but I want to know where everybody's at, and I have a feeling everybody got separated, and maybe we'll find out some things next episode. So In the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe. Take care. And I'll be back next week with episode 14 of the case study of Vanitas. See you then.